Guys, my name is Layla and today I want to show you my new designer fragrances. They are not new on the market, but they are new for my collection, so I wanted to share my opinion with you. The first fragrance I want to talk about is classical fragrance, as always, and I purchased this fragrance when I found out, the same day when I found out, unfortunately, very sadly, that the maestro Thierry Mugler has passed away. I'm a big fan of this house. I have more than 10 fragrances from this house. I love the house of Thierry Mugler, and the only fragrance that I didn't have, because I gifted it to my sister, she's a big fan of this fragrance, was Angel, the very first one, and the legendary fragrance that made him so famous and so popular, and that was a pioneer of all intelligent gourmand type of fragrances. And I realized that I have flankers, but I don't have the original one, so I decided to buy this red one, the red star, not the blue one. This is a limited edition, and I managed to find it, and I'm so happy. I believe this fragrance is a bit different from the original to my taste. Maybe this is a psychological effect of the red bottle, because this fragrance smells red to me, though the original fragrance smells blue to me. It's more cold. This feels more berry, like I feel lots and lots of red berries in this fragrance, mixed with a chocolate, patchouli, and lots of cotton candy. It's a beautiful, gorgeous fragrance. This is an old formula, because the batch that the box says, first of all, it says Thierry Mugler, not just Mugler. It has the full name of the maestro there, and I checked the batch code. It's the bottle of 2016, so it's quite old. However, I would say the fragrance is not that monstrous, loud, and long-lasting. It's quite average, I would say, in terms of performance, which is absolutely fine unless I have this original DNA, because I'm not a big fan of the new formula, unfortunately. So I'm very happy that I got this gorgeous, gorgeous red bottle. Another red fragrance, and also from 90s, is from Hugo Boss, and this is Deep Red. I finally decided to buy it, and I don't regret. First of all, I wouldn't say that it smells like 90s fragrance to me. It smells quite modern. I can definitely and easily imagine this fragrance nowadays. It's not it's up to date type of fragrance. It's not outdated. This is a red orange, very juicy one, mixed with other fruits like mandarin, I believe. It's a bit orange as well, in the color. In terms of color, it's not only red but also orange. It has the pear vibes, pear notes. It has some blackcurrant, I believe. That's why it's deep red. But at the same time, what I can definitely smell here most of all is the tuberose, and it's very creamy. This fragrance is sweet, but it's not overly sweet. Altogether, I would say it's quite sexy. It's attractive, and again, it reminds me somehow the new edition of L'Interdit Rouge, but it's also red. It's also very tuberosy, and this smells also red and tuberosy to my taste. It has also ginger, but I cannot say that I can smell lots of ginger here. So for me, it's like a red tuberose. Really, really nice. The only downside of this fragrance is the performance, the longevity, and the sillage is not quite good. It's pretty average, but the fragrance is really, really affordable, so it's very easy to carry it with you, especially in this size. This is 30 ml, and to refresh when needed. Another fragrance is from not designer but celebrity brand. This is Sarah Jessica Parker, and this is Stash. And I got it in the oil format, and I really liked the fragrance because it smells to me really unique. This is not a typical celebrity or even designer's type of fragrance, because it's really, really unique and very niche type of fragrance. It smells like niche fragrance. It's really unusual. This is very woody. It has lots of cedar wood. It has lots of patchouli. It has pistachio. It has different type of woods. Altogether, it's a beautiful fragrance, I would say, especially in this format, in oil form. It's really unique. I don't know anything like this that I have in my collection. It's a fragrance for all woody fragrances lovers, and I would say it probably is more masculine than feminine. Probably the men will appreciate this fragrance more than women. However, since I'm a big fan of woody fragrances, I'm really happy that I got it, and I got it, by the way, for less than $10, which is a steal for this quality, because it's quite a good quality. It's good longevity, especially in the oil format. Lasts long on the skin, and it gives a very beautiful and pleasant cloud, creates a cloud around you. Another fragrance from 90s that disappointed me a lot, but I believe this is because it was hardly reformulated, is from Ricci, and it's called Ricci. I believe this is also quite a budget type of fragrance, but this is a shame. This is the very first fragrance in my whole collection, which is 300 plus bottles, that smells that cheap. It smells so cheap, with all that spirit in the beginning when you just spray it, but that's fine. Spirit is okay, though I don't have anything that has that prominent spirit note in the beginning. And altogether it smells so generic, so generic. It smells like freshener, like air freshener to me. It smells like air freshener we use in the bathroom. And I never expected, because I knew that there were lots of fans of this fragrance and people loved it, especially in the 90s. But again, I believe this is not the fault of the fragrance itself, but this is a fault of the formula, which is shameful for this fragrance. And it's been discontinued. I just wanted to have it in my collection because, you know, it was so popular those days and people loved it. However, now it's, I don't know, maybe I have a knockoff. I don't know, I doubt, because I get it from the website where I get all my fragrances and I never get any. I have never experienced that before. Let's go to the next fragrance. The next fragrance will be from the men's collection. This is the fragrance that I loved a lot. First of all, I'm a big fan of the women's version, but I also really loved the pour homme version of L'Instant de Guerlain. And this is a mixture of citrus, star anise. It's very peppery. It has lots of black pepper. It's woody. It has a bit of powdery aspect, I think, but altogether this is so beautiful. This is such a beautiful fragrance. It's a classical, very modern classical fragrance, and when I just got it, I liked it. Yes, I sprayed it on my skin, on my clothes, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. Like I couldn't feel all of the beauty of this fragrance when I just received it. But when I smelled it from my husband, especially in the sillage, when I smelled those little wafts, it was so beautiful. And I asked him, what are you wearing? Because I didn't recognize this fragrance. It was quite new in my collection, and he didn't tell me. He said, guess. I was, you know, furious because I couldn't remember what was that. I said, I cannot recognize. What is this? Don't torture me. Just tell me, what is that? He said it's a new fragrance. It's this one, the one that you newly purchased. I said, that's why I couldn't recognize it. So in the sillage, it is so beautiful. It fits perfectly the formal outfit, I would say, because my husband was wearing white shirt, trousers, like formal trousers, and he had a jumper on his shoulders. Like this fragrance completed the whole look, and it suited perfectly. So very beautiful, high quality designers fragrance that I highly recommend. I would say it can be considered as an unisex, by the way, but I imagine this mostly on men. Really, really nice. It has a good longevity, it has beautiful sillage, it has those very gentle wafts you can smell when you sit opposite to someone, you can still smell it. So it's very office friendly, I believe, type of fragrance. Highly recommend. The next fragrance is the gift from my mom, and this is a new formula of old fragrance that used to be my signature fragrance for 20 years, and I'm talking about Intuition by Estee Lauder. This is the new bottle, which has also already been discontinued. I have the old bottle and old formula also. I have two of them in my collection because, you know, I'm a fan of that fragrance. This is a new one, and I would say I can smell just a tiny bit difference between these two fragrances. I would say the new one is fresher, it's more citrusy and more green. The older one is more ambery on the start, but the heart and the base notes of this fragrance are completely similar, like you will not be able to differ them. This one is also very long-lasting type of fragrance. It's also fresh. This is timeless classic that you can wear all year round, because on summer it's quite fresh, because it's very citrusy. For fall and winter it's quite ambery, it will warm you up, and I believe it's also very beautiful in spring. So highly recommend it if you like classical type of fragrances. Try if you can find the new formula. The other fragrance that unfortunately didn't work, neither for me nor for my husband, is a fragrance from Cartier, and this is L'Envol in EDT, this eau de toilette. This fragrance was recommended to me when I was looking for the honey fragrances. However, for some reason it doesn't work because there is something bothers me, something that smells really, really sour to me. I don't know. If you have the same problem, just let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about this fragrance? It is citrusy, it has notes of artemisia, honey and musk, and I don't know, probably this is the musk that bothers me so much and makes this fragrance so sour, like extremely sour and not pleasant sour, because I have other fragrances that are quite sour and I like it, but this one, in this case, no, there's something that smells like saliva in this fragrance, and I just cannot stand it, unfortunately, and my husband also didn't like this one. So altogether I can say, without that note, if I can, you know, disregard that unpleasant note, I would say this is quite a nice, light, honey, not sweet, but citrusy fragrance that's supposed to be really nice. But for some reason the EDT didn't work for us. I don't know, maybe EDP would be better. Tell me, if you have EDP, do you recommend to buy the eau de parfum instead of eau de toilette? Because again, there are so many people telling that L'Envol is such a gorgeous fragrance, but for some reason, you know, it didn't work for us. And the last but not least for today is a fragrance that you will be surprised that I like and even love, because if you were watching me, you know I'm not a fan of Belle. For me it's too sweet, extremely sweet, and behind that sweetness I cannot see anything else. However, I remembered that 5 or 6 years ago, or maybe even more, I tried first time Belle in Debenhams, and I realized that the original is too sweet to me. This is what I said to the consultant. I said, no, this is not my cup of tea. She said, if it's too sweet to you and you can't smell anything else, try the intense version. I was very surprised. How is it possible that intense version is not that sweet? It's intense, it's supposed to be really, really sweet, even sweeter than the original. However, she was right, she was correct. And I liked the intense version much more because it was very gourmand. And I finally got it in my collection because I found out that it's discontinued and it was replaced by the new version Intense Mint. I never tried it. If you did, just let me know what you think about the new release. Do you like Intense Mint or you prefer Intense version? This one for my New Year holidays, for the Christmas holidays, for winter holidays, I always try to get something gourmand, something sweet, something to fit this holidays mood, this festive mood, something that will make it even brighter. So I usually during that time I purchase only gourmand fragrances, and I realized that I need it, so I managed to find the full bottle, and it is gorgeous. This is a gourmand version of Belle. Definitely has the Belle's DNA, which I like. I do like, because the only thing that I don't like is the intensive sweetness. For me, it overpowers the other notes, very beautiful notes of that fragrance. But in this case, I can smell everything. I can smell nuts. I can smell the whipped cream, it's quite creamy. I can smell the sweetness of the Tilmantal, of this candy. I can smell the beautiful floral notes here. I can smell everything because it's multifacets, and it's definitely much more interesting than the original. For me, this flanker is much better. And I noticed that I prefer intense versions of original fragrances, like Idol Intense, like Libre Intense, like Armani C Intense. Like I prefer, find much more interesting and deeper and richer intense versions rather than original versions, and this is the same thing. So very yummy, very beautiful mixture of hazelnut, whipped cream, floral notes, candy notes. Amazing fragrance, highly recommend. If you want something gourmand for winter, because this fragrance warms you up, it's so cozy, at the same time so sexy. So highly recommend. If you can find it, go ahead, and if you like the original Belle, then most probably you will like this one as well. So I believe that's it for today. I hope you liked my new old fragrances. If you did, please don't forget to support me with your thumbs up. If you have any of today's fragrances in your collection, just let me know what do you think about them. If you have any suggestions of the designer fragrances that you think I might like, I will appreciate all your comments in the section down below, because I'm always in a search. I'm always looking for the new designer fragrances, like old, maybe discontinued, but new for me. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do so. Don't forget to press that notification bell not to miss the next video. I also invite you to visit my Instagram page, and if you like the content, don't forget to follow. Thanks again for watching me, and I hope to see you in my next video next week. Bye!